this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, godlike feature that only the special among us will ever taste. It's something that truly exists in all of us. It's very simple. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Shout out to everyone for who's going to be coming through. This is an amazing classic that we're going to be doing. I'm joined here by the one, the only, the lady with the wisdom, an ebony goddess in her own right. Love wisdom. You guys, you already know who I am. I'm the one, the only BMT, Business Minded Talk. You know what I'm saying? I already got the Christmas tree going. I already got a lot of stuff. I have 3 to 4 shows to do today. 3 to 4 shows to do today. I did not do that on purpose, but I am confident in my abilities that I can get it done. More than confident. But this topic right here, oh no, I could not have. I had to put on my big boy pants, put on my sweatpants, y'all. See, put on my sweatpants. It's legs day. It's gonna be leg day, so I'm gonna be huffing it. Shout out to everyone who's going to be coming through. I'm joined here with Love Wisdom. And we were talking about trending and about how that's been doing some damage to the culture. Even though some people said that, BMT, you said that there's no such thing as black culture, which I never said that. Because anybody who was there with a brain would have known what I was saying. But I said trending is now redefining what is black culture. Now, there's different types of cultures in black culture, and that's the thing about it. But that's a talk for another day. But what I understood, and shout out to the sister, she brought up something very interesting. And it was about the analogy of Neverland. Now, if a lot of y'all don't know what Neverland is, and a lot of y'all don't understand about that, and shout out to everyone who's coming on into the chat, this is going to be a dope one. Because, see, what y'all have been watching for a while, shout out to everyone who's been coming to the chat, all men and all women in their respectful rights and places. We're going to be breaking it down for y'all, because we are 2 people, individuals in a plateau or in a plane. We're not trying to get involved with all this stuff. But we need to express to y'all why you're seeing people act and maneuver the way they do. Which is why we titled this, Will the Lost Boys and Girls of Neverland YouTube Ever Wake Up? Because we all understand, if you've never seen Peter Pan, if you've never seen Hook, you missed out. You probably need to go check that. It's probably on Amazon, Netflix. You know, you could probably look it up online. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. But it's an impactful story about a young man or a spirit that likes to sneak into young boys and girls' room. And he likes to woo them to come to Neverland. And when they come to Neverland, they like to, play around, get into all kind of mischief and games and stuff. and they just have fun with the mermaids. And there's a little fairy that y'all all know, Tinkerbell, and she keeps the magic going. She keeps them high on the dream. So long as she can keep them high on that dream of this reality. Then you also have Wendy. Wendy is the female. And Wendy will probably be the only girl, serves me right, but I had to do some research, make sure I was right. Wendy, they see in Neverland, they only bring one female there. They don't bring a bunch of women. They only bring one female. And she's more of the den mommy, or more so of the, she probably, would it be called the den mommy? Or is that a thing, a den mother? And they are, yes. They listen to her. And she kind of pushes their behavior. Now, Low Wisdom brought up something that was very challenging that made me take a step back. I'm going to drop my phone. That I never thought of before. And all the times I've ever watched. But see, in my mind, Peter Pan and the Lost Boys were always the good guys. They were the victims. With the way that the world treated the Lost Boys and girl, they were the victim. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted to fly. They just wanted to have fun. They just wanted to get into games. You know what I'm saying? Peter was like, come on, Wendy, get your little ass out this room and let's go out there and have fun, girl. And they'll go fly into the night and party all day long. The rules were, we can never grow up. We can never mature. We got to just play all day. And see, sometimes Wendy would want to get a little bit sexual with Peter. Peter, like, oh, hell no. Like, this ain't what I'm used to. This is not me. This is literally the book in the movies. But there was one person that all the magic, all the world, that was like trying to tell the Lost Boys, but he was the bad guy. And you would ask the question, who was that person trying to wake this fool and this goddamn misguided woman up from their lovely, happily ever after? And what did you know it? It was the one, the only. God damn it. This Captain Hook. And as I read about Captain Hook, you want to know what he really wanted Peter Pan to do? He wanted Peter Pan to wake up. I really can't make this up. If you actually listen to what Captain Hook kept on trying to tell Peter, was you need to wake up. He would say, Peter, when are you going to grow up? When are you actually going to be a man? When are you going to stop playing around with these mermaids and these succubus? When are you going to leave that little fairy that got you hooked up on that high of party all day long? Now, the two boys, there were a few boys that said that they wanted to go back. And what would happen is whenever Hook would start talking to them about going back and waking up, Peter would be like, no. We're having fun. On YouTube, we're having fun. We don't need it. We're the good guys, not him. And so now that I woke up. Well, I've been woke up from whatever the hell y'all got going on. Some of y'all are starting to see that some people don't want to wake up from Neverland. And when you have a sister like Love Wisdom come by, she got that Captain Hook syndrome. When you have a brother like me come around, I got that Captain Hook syndrome in me also. When I hear how y'all talk about how a man should be, child support, how protection, babies, and all these other narratives and all this crap, and I'm like, when do you wake up from Neverland, Negro? When do you wake up? I'm listening, but are you listening to yourself, and are you going to wake up and grow up? Because see, that's the power of being in Neverland. You can't ever wake up to the truth. You have to stay asleep to it. So let me pass it on over to my co-host. I just wanted to get the introduction, but she has a masterpiece she's been brewing up. Love Wisdom, are you there, dear?
I am here.
I had to give the introduction and, put them on game of why. But go ahead, sister.
No, that was a excellent introduction. Good morning, everybody, by the way. The story of Peter Pan is a very fascinating one. I think the animated one was better than Hook because it really broke down what's going on in the Black community. You know what I mean? And I want the chat to keep Mr. Darling in mind, because Mr. Darling was the father of Wendy and her two brothers. And it was Mr. Darling that kind of popped this thing off, because they had a dog named Nana, and Nana would baby the children. She would pick up after them. She would clean up after them. And she was literally babying the children. And Mr. Darling got very upset and took Nana outside. And he told Nana, don't take it personal. The children aren't puppies, they're people. And sooner or later, Nana, people have to grow up. And at the end of Peter Pan, Mr. Darling looked up in the sky and saw Captain Hook's ship in the form of a cloud. And he stopped and he said, I remember that ship when I was a little boy. And he got a little nostalgic. But what Mr. Darling remembered was that he too had to grow up at a certain point in time. So it's very important as we mature from child to adult that the childish behaviors have to go right along with being a child. As is said in the Bible, when I was a child, I did childish things. Now that I am a man, I'm going to do things that men are supposed to do. But some way in the Black community, there is an identity crisis because, let's be honest, there is a reward mechanism for being in Neverland Island. It is. So when Peter Pan comes along, Peter Pan is childlike, he's a simp, and he takes no accountability for anything he does because there's a reward for being in Neverland. He's popular. He's the talk of the town. Everybody relies on Peter Pan. The Lost Boys look up to him. So Peter Pan himself does not want to grow up because he's so popular in his childlike state. Well, look at the Black community. There is a reward for being childlike. There's a reward for that. Even when tragedy strikes the Black community, police brutality, The world treats Black people as if they're on Neverland Island.
Mm.
We'll march with you. We'll protest with you. We'll say Black Lives Matter because they know the people on Neverland Island is going to throw a temper tantrum, tear shit up for 2 or 3 days, and then go right back as if nothing didn't happen. And society will oblige you. So let's break Peter down. See, when Peter first came into Wendy's room, Peter spotted a lick in Wendy. He spotted a lick because Wendy is caring. She's kind. She's innocent. Because Peter got tired of Tinkerbell. See, Tinkerbell is an OG and what some people will call the bottom chick. See, she's been there through thick and thin with Peter. Peter wants something new. The pixie dust ain't working no more. I need someone new. And here goes Wendy. Wendy gave Peter his shadow, something that Tinkerbell could never give him. She gave him his shadow. She gave him a little more attention than Tinkerbell. And Tinkerbell gets jealous. Peter Pan has found a new mama. This is why the Peter Pans in the Black community, they love Big Mama so much. Because Big Mama is an enabler. Big Mama wash your clothes. She sings lullabies to you. She cook your food. She put money on your books. She go out there and fight for you, whether you right or wrong. They love Big Mama because Big Mama is Wendy. That's why they always say, oh, back in the day with Big Mama. Yeah. Yeah. And once on Neverland Island, Wendy thought she was hot stuff because she the new chick on the block. Isn't that what enabling Black women do in the community when they get a little bit of attention? They the new woman on the block. They chest is out. But what she don't know, that OG that's been that ride or die, she feeling some type of way. That's how Wendy almost got killed the first time when she got in Neverland Island. Because the OG went to the Lost Boys and said, go get that bitch. Isn't that what happened in the Black community when you have a new sister that's getting some attention and some of the other sisters get jealous and then they get the plotting and the scheming because they want that competition out of here. And because Wendy is the new chick on the block, you know, Peter got to show her a little bit of attention. He got to scold Tinkerbell. And made Tinkerbell mad and she flew away and said he gonna banish her for a week. Basically, get out my face. Get out of here. And she ran off. And the Lost Boys, they like this new chick. Was it the song by Benzino? I like Miss New Booty. Oh yeah, she the new booty. She the new chick now.
Yes, she
so now
was.
everybody's giving her attention. But what Wendy don't realize is that Peter Pan needs you as a guard dog for his Lost Boys because he want to roam on his own. Because see, the thing with Peter Pan, he don't want to take care of nobody. See, he been taking care of the Lost Boys for too much. This whole thing about brotherhood is only temporary. Because the brothers don't want to take care of the brothers. There's always that one brother who want to roam by himself. So I got to put a woman in to be y'all's mama because I got to go out here and roam.
Preach.
So Wendy became the mama, big mama to these Lost Boys. And where did Peter Pan go? To Mermaid Island. Oh, yes. So who's the mermaids? Well, the mermaids will be considered the side chicks in case Tinkerbell and Wendy get on Peter Pan's nerves. Isn't that what happens in the Black community? You got all these multiple homes, rotation of women. So if one gets on your nerves, I can go to the next one. And he over there lapping it up with the mermaids. He the big man. He the big man. But he underestimated Wendy because Wendy is a bugaboo. Oh, Peter. Mermaid said, well, who's she? Peter didn't even introduce Wendy to the chicks. Oh, that's Wendy. They was like, a girl? Who is she? And in her night dress too. And this the second time Wendy almost got killed.
Oh yeah, the mermaid wanted her they wanted her dead, boy.
They wanted to drown her.
Yep, they sure enough did try to kill her.
But that's in the Black community. When a woman get a little too popular, when she a little too popular, the side chicks who get a little attention every now and again, oh no, they want blood. Even though they know they're being shared, my time is still being utilized. She is taking my Peter Pan from me, even if it's for 5 minutes. That's time that I'm losing. This bitch gotta die. Mind you, there's no Tinkerbell, there's no OG. Because I'm gonna tell you what happened to that OG. The second time she got killed, trying to be the best woman she can be for this man child. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, here's Captain Hook, who has been watching all of this, by the way, and who's had a problem with Peter Pan because of the lack of his maturity. The Lost Boys have been a thorn in his side, and he has been devising a plan to make a man out of these boys. Because Captain Hook has had a successful track record in making men. His pirates are men. He has made a man out of the boys. And Peter Pan, to get that island the way it's supposed to be, he either has to make a man out of Peter Pan or get rid of him. And you know who's his spy? Captain Smee. Not Captain Smee, Mr. Smee. Mr. Smee know all the tea on Neverland Island. And he has been feeding Captain Hook some information. That's what happens in the Black community when new pussy roll around and one of your Lost Boys sees that this can be a problem and low-key tries to tell you something ain't right, but you so caught up in being the big man on campus, you so caught up in all this attention whore, you don't see the cart before the horse. Because other people know your immaturity, i.e. the Indians. The Indians know your immaturity, but they also know you're a simp. They know you pussy hungry. Because their little girl Tiger Lily got kidnapped by Captain Hook. And instead of the chief sending his boys to go rescue Tiger Lily, he sets up the Lost Boys as a diversion to get Peter Pan to do their dirty work. Because that's what simps do. They do the dirty work of other people. Because they're so pussy bound. Oh, this new pussy. So not only am I pushing Tinkerbell to the side and I'm going to push Wendy to the side. I did it once with the mermaids, and now I'm about to do it twice with Tiger Lily. I don't really like Wendy. I just want Wendy to be there as my backbone, but I want this new pussy here, and I'm gonna be Captain Save-A-Ho to do it. See, the Peter Pans in the Black community will set themselves up for that. Will set themselves up for that, for new pussy. And he rescues Tiger Lily. Because the chief said if Tiger Lily not back by sunset, burn him at the stake. You think Peter Pan cared for his boys? He didn't save Tiger Lily on behalf of his boys. He saved Tiger Lily because that's new coochie. That's the one he really wanted. She was she was the damsel in distress. She wasn't an enabler. She was the damsel in distress. And Wendy, once again, being the enabler, not realizing it. Did he carry Wendy to the sunset with Tiger Lily? No, he carried Tiger Lily to the sunset, and that heifer had to fly with her own strength behind him. Isn't this true, ladies? That y'all doing the most for these Peter Pans, and they will go off and get new pussy, and you still running behind them, not realizing that you being played? They back at the celebration. He trying to rub noses with Tiger Lily, and Wendy's sitting there looking like a damn fool. But again, there is no Tinkerbell, and we're gonna get into that. Because hell have no fury than a woman scorned. You dump one for the other. Trust me, that OG gonna come back to get you. This is what happens in the Black community when you are pussy hungry, you are immature, and you're an enabler of the behaviors that you complain about. This is what happens. BMT, would you like to add anything in?
We see that happen. You killing it on that one. And I can't find no fault. Like, because when I was a child, or when I had this mentality of being in this type of space, like when I say people, this is Neverland. A lot of these people coming up in here are lost boys and girls, man. Some of y'all, listen, man. If this Peter Pan analogy story that Love Wisdom threw down on the table don't match up, I don't know what does it, boy. And this is all in a kid's book. Y'all can't tell me, I mean, god dang, this girl look crazy running around here playing den mother, got swept out of her one home to go follow the Negro on the street. Now she playing goddamn den mother to all these dudes. You got dog on all these kids. I mean, god dang it, boy. Like, if you want to keep something from the Negro, put it in a book. And they'll tell you play by play. And I've watched. Do y'all ever notice that whenever you try to pull a Captain Hook and get them out of the situation? Because see, I in me doing some of these types of stories, and I'm glad I got my sister Love Wisdom with me. I was told I'm not black. I'm not a lost boy. I don't have nothing to do with it. See, you don't care about your people because you're talking down. See, I'm trying to wake you up from the dream, like Mr. Darlington. But see, I understand that you're going to have the shadow of Peter Pan, and you're going to have the Tinkerbells and all these set entities warn you not to leave. And you see every night, like clockwork, we will hear you Lost Boys talk about one thing. You know what the Lost Boys used to always complain about late at night? See, the thing about how you knew you was on Neverland, because the Lost Boys, you would hear them crying at night. Remember that, Wisdom? They would be crying.
Yes.
Because they would be crying. They would have fun all day and night long, but at nighttime, one thing Peter could not do, he couldn't provide for them a family. That's why. See, that's one thing Peter couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
But see, we hear the talk on these YouTube things, the anti-family talk, the anti-family, the disparities that go out there, the anti-cultural dispersions of all X, Y, and Z. And see, that's one thing Peter could never keep silent. And every night, Hook would sit at his window and smoke his pipe and listen to those boys cry. And I was like, that hit me deep because I hear every other day or every other week the cries. And no matter how many times y'all get these women or these Wendy's to show up and do y'all echo chamber or play y'all den mother, Peter's going to get tired of that. See, Peter's going to want to run right back to Mermaid Hoochie Island. He can't help it. I got somebody that's filling the gap. And that's why sometimes, that's why sometimes even Peter, even Wendy's younger brother, he was like, yo, where's Dad? See, the longer you stay in Never Island, see, one thing they don't tell you, the longer you stay on Never Island, you start to forget your family. You start to forget your responsibilities. That's why Hook used to tell his men, don't stay on the island too long. See, some of y'all stay on YouTube so long on these panels, these spaces for 8 and 10 hours. You start forgetting reality. Man, you know what, guys? I ain't want to feel like dealing with that woman. You know, she got my kid and she won't let me be in that house or she won't let me do that. You know what? Guess what? See, you're staying in Neverland too long. You're staying in Neverland too long. Here you go. You'll have me hooked. No, stop. Stop. Don't say that, fam. Don't do that. Once you cut off, whether you like your situation or not, that's still your child. Nah. You see this one right here? She acts more effeminate. This is social media. This is Neverland. Here, you can be whatever you want to be. Y'all forgot the Toys R Us song? I don't want to grow up. But what happened to Toys R Us eventually? Shut down. Because the kids grew up. Y'all need to watch the symbolism in a lot of these things. That's why, do y'all ever wonder why they know how to quiet or calm down the black community? It's like Lil Wisdom say. The minute the situation happened, y'all go back into Neverland and find the Peter Pans. Find the content people. Find all these kind of things rather than just solve it for yourself. The boys always had the power to leave. But because they became so codependent on Peter Pan, that Hook was like, yo, I'm trying to show y'all the woes of being, the pirates on your ship, all they do is work and do X, Y, and Z. They're men. Well, look at the mermaids. What do the mermaids do? They lead men astray into the ocean and kill them. What was the first thing they tried to do to Wendy? They tried to kill her. They tried to get her into the ocean and drown her. There was no sisterhood. They were fine with being the side chick. Y'all ain't seen all this stuff happening on these channels? I ain't seen all this stuff going down? The mermaids getting y'all lead astray? Y'all lost boys crying about all these woes of the woman and stuff and following the same mermaids. A lot of y'all Wendy's trying to fill in the gap and trying to be the mama to fill in the Tinkerbell. See, Tinkerbell had that thing of that magic to sometime when Peter Pan started getting out of control, she knew how to do certain things to get Peter right.
Facts.
See, and the thing about it was always an abusive cycle with Tinkerbell and Peter. I was like, God damn, what kind of psychological abuse you got to go through with these two? And the Lost Boys, but that's just what Tinkerbell. See, Tinkerbell was the mom until Wendy showed up. That's why Tinkerbell, if you watch it, if you look at a lot of the times, Tinkerbell never like when she. If we could speak fairy, Tinkerbell, oh, here come that bitch Wendy,
Right.
bitch right here, and Peter like, oh, calm down, Tink. Nah, nah, nah. Not too long ago, you was up in my bedroom. Not too long ago, you was calling me mama and all the stuff. Now this little young heifer come around. Now you caking up with her. All the boys oogling off of one woman. Tinkerbell be stewing.
Yeah.
It's happening now, y'all.
Yeah. Excellent. I mean, you hit the nail on the head because Tinkerbell Tinkerbell is Peter Pan's mama. And what happens in the black community when you have these mama's boys and a new woman show up? The mama would do everything in her power to try to destroy it because the thing about it is, I'm the only woman in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only woman in your life. Tinkerbell couldn't stand Wendy because Tinkerbell was afraid that Peter was going to forget all about her. See, in the black community, when you have a man who's been around his mama the whole damn time and he gets a new woman, the mama feel neglected. See, some of these mamas forget that's not your man. That's your son.
Mm.
That's not your man. That's your son. And Tinkerbell refused to realize that, which Captain Hook watched this whole thing unfold by way of Mr. Smee. Because when you look at the pirates saying, oh, the pirate's life is a wonderful life. They up there swapping the deck. They up there having a grand old time. Why? Because they're men. A honest day's work. They men, they up here relishing in their masculinity. And Captain Hook is proud of the men that he created. You ain't never seen Captain Hook on Mermaid Island.
Mm.
He knew what them hoes be about. He know. So he never go over there. And he made sure his men never go over there. But see, old Tinkerbell, the OG,
Yep.
by way of Mr. Smee, after the Tiger Lily situation, and I'm gonna get into the crocodile with the alarm clock in a minute because that's an underrated character and it symbolizes time with that damn crocodile. Captain Hook is nursing his injuries, and here comes Mr. Smee trying to cheer him up and said, there's rumors going on the island. Because Captain Hook is trying to get Peter Pan to be a man. And Mr. Smee said, you know, the cook told me that Pan has banished Tinkerbell. And Captain Hook jumped out of his slumber and said, did you say Pan has banished Tinkerbell? Mr. Smee said yes. And he said, but why? He said, well, on behalf of Wendy, Tinkerbell's terrible jealousy. And Captain Hook was like, well, and did his little Stevie Wonder hand for, well. Because he knew there was no hell than a woman's scorn. The OG is in a vulnerable state, and I'ma get her. Now that Big Mama has been banished, I'ma get in there. Because Big Mama was really the enabler. Okay, I'm going to use Big Mama to get to Peter Pan. See, what happens in the black community is a black man with sense comes around. And now he starts to take advantage of a very profitable and critical situation. Kind of reminds me of The Wire, Cuddy Wise. Y'all remember Cuddy Wise had a little boxing ring and he was up there trying to save the youth, but at the same time, he was in the bed with one of the boys' women.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what it is. You know, dead presidents, Lorenzo Tate out there fighting for the country, but then you had old Clifton Powell sliding in there. I'll take care of her while you gone. Oh, don't worry, Pan. I'm gonna take care of your bitch right now.
God damn, this is some deep shit, boy.
And got Tinkerbell. Because while Peter Pan was being the quote unquote unofficial chief of the Indians because of what he did, he started to neglect his boys. That's what happened in the Black community, right? They give Peter Pan a title in the Black community. Now he brand new. He don't care about the people no more. Cause I'm one of y'all now. He neglected his boys because the boys actually looked to him as a father. Isn't that what's going on online now? The same way Peter Pan abandoned his lost boys offline, he did it online. He brand new. He don't know you no more. And what did he tell the lost boys? What you mad at me for? I brought you a mother.
Mm-hmm.
I brought you a mother. Here she is. I didn't say I was going to take care of y'all for the rest of your life. To be honest, I'm tired of taking care of you. That's why I went to reality and brought you a mama. And he left. Now, while the lost boys is sad and confused, here comes the mama. Here come the new mother. Started singing lullabies to them, and now they're getting tears coming down their eyes because, like you said, BMT, the family is gone. And she starts singing mother and child because now her brothers want to go back home. They miss their mama. And now she's singing mother and mine. And she said, you know what? We're going to get off of Neverland Island. See, that's why I said hell have no fury than a woman scorned, because now Wendy realized she got played. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take your boys from you. Because see, at the end of the day, without the lost boys, Peter Pan ain't nothing. I'm going to take your boys from you. And you know how I'm going to take the boys from you? I'm going to give them something you couldn't give them.
Uh-oh.
Feminine energy.
Woo!
We all going back home together. See, that's what happened in the Black community. Because you know what happens? You play out a Wendy in the Black community, she going to go after your boys. She going to get your boys to go against you. That's what happened in this sector, did it not? That's what happened. Oh, that's what happened. Hell has no fury than a woman scorned. You thought Homer, the Iliad, Troy was a cold game. No, this is a cold game. They didn't even have to bring the Trojan horse in. It happened from within. But let's go to the OG. Let's go to Tinkerbell. Because you know where she at now? Entertaining Captain Hook. Oh, Captain Hook put on his best suit, put on his gold hook. Now he in the cabin playing the piano, serenading Tinkerbell. And said, yes, Miss Bell, Captain Hook has admitted defeat. I am going to leave the island, never to return. He played on her emotions because the thing is, he going to use her to find where their hideout is. And he started placating to her emotions about women and how women should be treated. And she started, when he started telling what actually happened between Peter and Tinkerbell, Tinkerbell started shedding a tear. And he said, but what's this? Tears? Then it is true about what Pan did to you. Cast you aside like an old glove. Living the best years of our life. Basically saying, you the ride or die chick. You took care of him when he ain't had nobody. And this is what he did to you? Ain't that what happened in the community too? When a woman vulnerable, hey, come out of nowhere. Now, why would a man do that to a beautiful woman like you who has sacrificed everything for him? He ain't shit. And she started feeling a little good about herself. But he said, wait a minute. Let's not blame Peter Pan. It's that Wendy who's to blame. And she like, yeah, because before Peter Pan, before that heifer came, we was inseparable. Peter Pan, because he refused to grow up, is going to cost everything with his people. And Captain Hook used Tinkerbell's emotions against her. And you know what Tinkerbell started doing, y'all? You know what some of these enabling women start to do when they get scorned? They do a self-sacrifice. So what happens is she starts telling all the secrets. She starts saying the hideout where he at. And once Captain Hook got what he want, what did he do to the OG?
Throw her ass right to the side on the curb.
Throw her right to the side of the curb.
Goddamn.
So even to make a man out of this boy, I'm going to use your woman against you. And then also, I'm going to give a powerful lesson to your bitch. You ain't shit.
Oh, damn.
Now, mind you, Wendy up here is singing. They done found the hideout while she's singing. And they got the present, the timed bomb going into the hideout while she's singing. And what happens is the pirates, because you know, you can be a strong man, but it's something about hearing a woman's voice when she sings can make you melt. And some of them pirates started crying. And Captain Hook looked at them like, you motherfuckers better get it together. You ain't gonna let no bitch fuck up this operation. Get it together. Captain Smee was about to cry. He was about to bang Captain Smee across his head. You are not gonna have no woman's tears mess up this operation. Get it together. And after Wendy done her work, she done put the boys to sleep. They ready to leave the island now. Now they turning against Peter Pan. Fuck that nigga. We about to leave the island. And the minute Wendy got out of that cave, here goes Captain Hook. Gotcha, bitch. Let's go. Let's go. Because what Captain Hook did, let's get all the women and children. Let's remove all of Peter Pan's allies and all of his pillars in keeping him immature. You're an enabler and so are the Lost Boys. Let me pull y'all out. Because as long as y'all around him, he ain't never going to grow up. So Captain Hook took Wendy and the Lost Boys. Come over here. Peter Pan comes back down from his little high. Think he got a little present, and Tinkerbell broke free. Here she go with her last act of devotion and loyalty, even though she got played. She went and she's telling Peter, it's a bomb, it's a bomb. I'm sorry. I messed up, Peter. I'm sorry. And he's like, get away from me, man. You always starting stuff. And then when the box starts shaking, she sacrificed herself. See, sometimes what happens in the Black community with these enabling women, when they realize that they have enabled these men so badly. They will try to do a self-sacrifice and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And some of them will even be defiant to demand receipts. But you can't demand something that you didn't put a requirement on. And now it's a self-sacrifice. She risked her life because she realized that she was wrong and was trying to make amends. But it was too late. And Peter Pan, realizing that one instant of manhood came into him, and he started, I'm sorry, Tinkerbell, I was wrong. You mean more to me than anything in the world. That boy done disrespected his mama, and now his mama is on the brink of death. Now you want to give her your flowers. Now you want to appreciate her for what she's done. You know, you got these men, these Peter Pans will say F they mama ain't shit, they mama wasn't about nothing. But yet at night, they can't stop crying. Yet at night, they can't stop wailing. Because at the end of the day, it's not about hate. It's about not getting the love that a child is supposed to. See, when a child is loved and it's genuine love, they can transition to adulthood with no problem because they have an understanding what genuine love is. When you've been used and abused and used as bait, whether it be for child support, whether it be for relationships, when you're used as bait, because see, children know when they're loved and when they're not loved. And when you're being used as bait and you become an adult and you realize that you've been used, that's a hurtful feeling. The resentment ain't coming because they hate you. The resentment comes from why you don't love me, why you don't want me. That's why the Lost Boys can't stop crying. And this is what Captain Hook has been trying to tell that Peter Pan. You are making it worse for them. Because bringing them a mother who is an enabler will destroy them. You and Tinkerbell had failed the Lost Boys. And I'm trying to make a man out of these boys, something you refuse to do. Because you're always trying to, as the old folks would say, you could put a new rug on the floor. You could put a new carpet on the floor, but the old rug know where the dirt is. You keep trying to gloss over the fact that you failed these boys. I am here to tell them you and that Tinkerbell is the problem. And I'm here to save them before they create another generation of Peter Pans and Lost Boys. That's why I'm here. And before you destroy Wendy's life, I'm going to pull her out of this. Because at the end, Wendy finally grew up. See, they had the big showdown. And Peter Pan won. He won. He got Captain Hook's hat on and he's enjoying himself. And you see Captain Hook and the pirates being chased off by the crocodile. And Peter Pan really thought he won. But in the words of Lauryn Hill, you might win some, but you just lost one. Peter Pan actually lost. And this is where the crocodile with the alarm clock comes in. You see, the crocodile represents time. Time follows you wherever you go. When you hear it tick tock, it's telling you you're on the clock. You see, with Captain Hook, It was time for Captain Hook to go. And I'm not talking about in death. It was time for Captain Hook to go. He done all he can to no avail. And he realized, I'm done. The men that respect me, the men that support me, we are going to ride off in the sunset. They can have Neverland Island. See, that's what happens in the Black community too. You have men and women we're all on the clock, okay? But you have, let's start with the elders. Let's start with the elders, 65 and older. These are elders who have experienced life, who have seen the best and the worst of our people. And they got that wisdom that once it's gone, you can't get it back. Once that alarm clock go off for them elders, they're no longer of this world. They become ancestors. They die. So you can't get that wisdom from them no more. Right? Oh, I don't want to talk to them because they old niggas. They don't know shit. The civil rights generation has failed us. So you don't want to hear what they have to say. Even though what we've gone through pales in comparison to what they've been through. They were the social media. But then you have Black men between, let's say, 35 and 55 years old, older Black men, who may have gotten into some trouble, gotten locked up, didn't start off the best way, but they cleaned themselves up. You know, Pookie and Ray Ray. They cleaned themselves up and they trying to give you some game. Don't go in the path that I've gone through. Oh, you Pookie and Ray Ray, you can't tell me shit. You a savage, you a thug. Their time is running out too, because after a while, the frustration comes in and they gotta leave. Why you think some brothers who got out of jail, they don't come back home, they go to another state and start anew? Because they can't deal with the BS on Neverland Island. Because when you try to save people, you will die. And to the youth, the Peter Pans, how many Peter Pans did we lose this year? King Von, MO3. If they didn't get shot, they died of overdoses. How many Peter Pans did we lose? Because for the youth, it's even a more precarious situation. Because when that alarm clock goes off, you'll either die, or when it's time for you to grow up, it'll be too late. How many Peter Pans did we lose this year? Who never got the chance to really grow up. And by the time they realized it was time to grow up, it was too late. Because you didn't listen to the elderly wisdom, so those people have died. Or they're so frustrated with you, they leave and don't come back. Captain Hook and that crocodile and his men went off into the sunset, and Captain Hook did not come back because he realized Peter Pan is one of those boys that no matter what you say or what you do, you cannot change him because he don't want to change.
Facts.
When Wendy and them came back home, Wendy realized that her father was right. And it was time to grow up. You see, ladies, the collective of Black women are the enablers of men that they complain about. Let me say it one more time. The collective of Black women are the enablers of the men that they complain about. You are the Wendy's. You are the Tinkerbells. You are. You enable these men and then demand receipts. You cannot demand anything that you didn't put a requirement on. You didn't put a standard on. That's why Peter Pan looking at you like you got 10 heads. He don't know what you're talking about because you never put on the table what was required of him. Just like the collective of black men are Peter Pan. Don't want to take no accountability for nothing. They want to fly around all day, get as much hoes as they want. And if it ain't the white man, it's the black woman. That's why he can't get where he needs to be. Where in actuality, it is him. It is him. Because as long as there's a reward for immature behavior, you're not going to grow up. And black women, as long as you enable Peter Pan, see, some of you have a chance. You're young, you see it for what it is, and you don't fall into the trap. But see, some of you older women, the reason why you mad is because you've enabled these men, you've had children by these men, and now you're demanding receipts, yet you never put a standard on Peter Pan.
Great.
You try to make Peter Pan grow up. He'll grow up for a little bit just to appease you, but when he sees some new coochie, you right back in the box where you belong. And see, Peter Pan, what happens to you is the more women open their eyes and understand you have to be a man and stand on your own 2 feet, the more pissed off you become because you need somebody to enable your behavior. Henceforth, all of these marches that was going on this year on behalf of black men because of police brutality. You know who was out there? Wendy. Wendy was out there getting popped in the eye for you. Getting thrown down to the ground for you. Even, let me tell you something, even had a little Wendy who was about 5, 6 years old, yelling and screaming, no justice, no peace. You was even training the little ones to become a Wendy just like you.
Uh-oh.
But see, when you had black women say, stop doing this. Enough is enough, because for all of your enabling, what have you been given in return? And the minute they said that, all of these Peter Pans started going ape shit because they know that enabling wall is crumbling down. Because see, at some point, you got to grow up and fight your own battles. Because Peter Pan only like you when you fighting for him. When you being a mama to him, you his queen. But the minute you say, this ain't a good look, he got to bring up the slave narratives and bring up why you got to fight for him, but he won't fight for himself. He not even loyal to his own lost boys. Have you ever seen Peter Pan really fight for the injustice of some of his lost boys? Hell, if we really want to get technical, Peter Pan is behind the deaths of some of his lost boys, if we want to be completely honest. And the community is Neverland Island because the community enables this type of behavior until that white boy comes through. See, when the white boy comes through, we have to put on a united front. Get him off the island. But we refuse to turn Neverland Island around and kick out all of these Peter Pans and these Wendy's and these lost boys because they're a danger to the community. Oh no, we don't want to kick them out though. Stop snitching. Black people are the biggest snitches on the planet. Stop snitching. Yeah, stop snitching. You got a whole bunch of Wendy's whose sons got killed, and you got Tinkerbells whose sons killed Wendy's kids, and she ain't saying nothing. You got a bunch of Peter Pans. That's my boy. We part of the brotherhood. But as soon as some pussy come through, it's a plantation battle royale. And there is a reward for it. You get television shows. Oh yeah, you get television shows for acting a plumb duck fool. And then turn around and get mad when society treats you just like the stereotypes that you celebrate. This is why Captain Hook was the hero. And Captain Hook know when to hold them and when to fold them. I look, I was able to save Wendy. I was able to save Wendy. So I got a woman under my belt who understood what I was saying. And that's a damn shame that the woman caught on, but the boys still want to be boys. So you know what? I'm off to the sunset, never to return. So Captain Hook did keep his word at the end of the day. He kept his word. I'm not coming back to this. Now you want to say people are sellouts because they don't want to come back, but look what they're coming back to. People who don't want to listen, people who don't want to see reality for what it is, people who just want to fuel their confirmation bias and trauma bond with other people who are of the same ilk. And this is why you do have some black men and women have a Captain Hook mentality. Look, BMT, we said it yesterday. We out of Oz. I've been out of Oz since I was 18 years old. I've been out of it. But every now and again, I'll come. Yeah, every now and again, I come back because I love my people. See, I come back, I revisit because I love my people. But it's one of those things where you got to come back for a limited time only. A limited time. Which means I'll pop in every now and again to see what's going on, to see if you can get somebody to understand. And if you can get one person to understand this and they make the change, you have made a difference. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't saving all of y'all. Y'all will kill me. I'm serious. Y'all will kill me. Y'all will kill me. Y'all will kill BMT. You will kill D. Durrell. You will kill Faith. You will kill people that's trying to lead you the right way. You'll kill them. You'll argue with them. You'll fuss with them because Neverland Island is too damn good to pass up. And you know what I tell people? Let them have it. Let them have it. Let them have it. If they want to be immature and they want to have these rank and file conversations, have at it. I ain't got to be there. I ain't got to be there. Look, I have left Neverland. I've left it. And it feels good. It's like, look, we don't have to be crabs in the barrel. I flipped the lid up and I got fresh air. Oh, it feels good to be free. It feels good not to be dragged back down and wait to see if your ass gonna be boiled and be on somebody's table. Nah, I'm like Sebastian off The Little Mermaid. I kicked that barrel up and fucked that chef up because you ain't trying to kill me. You ain't trying to do that to me. But if y'all want to stay in the barrel, you want to stay on Neverland Island with not a care in the world, have at it. Have at it. Have at it. I grew up. And it's no better feeling in the world when you grow up. It's no better feeling in the world when you grow up. No better feeling. Being a child, it's cute, no responsibility, everybody coddles you. But even children get rebellious, do they not? They get rebellious because the coddling and smoochy, smoochy, smooch, it's not cute after a while. Even children realize that. Why do you think teenagers are rebellious? I don't want to be treated like a kid. Even children know after a while that kid shit don't work. But as long as you're on Neverland Island, you could be 45 and still be 10 years old. I can go to a restaurant and I can twerk just because the music is on. I can be on Facebook with guns and choppers and shit. I can do all that because that's the culture. That's society. You know, the white man created the nigger and we sure perfected it. That's Neverland Island. We don't want to be called hoes and bitches and sluts. We're not the Venus Hottentot. Yeah, why is OnlyFans so popular then? Why every time I see you face down, booty up, because that's the way you like to get it in? You know, I'm trying to refrain from the cussing. You don't want to be treated like a hoe, but you'll do the most just to get a Peter Pan in your sight. Yes, sisters, some of you do love Peter Pan because it's about control. Some of y'all not going to like me when I'm done. But some of you, as much as you complain about Peter Pan, you like him because you can control him. Because if you get somebody like a Captain Hook, he going to throw your ass off the ship. Like, get out of here. Get out my face. I'm not that little boy. I'll straight, you'll be on that plank and you'll be right in that water. I'm not playing with you. I'm not a simp. I'm a man. I stand on mine. And some of you women don't like that. You don't. So it's easy to sow the shadow on Peter Pan. It's easy to be the new chick on the block. Because you want to control that man. Oh, I can't find a man on my level. No, you can't find a man that you can't control. Let's just call it for what it is. And the same thing too, men. I can't find no feminine women. Because it ain't no masculinity in you. That's why you can't find no feminine woman. You want a mother. You don't want no woman. You want a mother that's going to wash your drawers, iron your clothes. You want that type of woman. You don't want no woman that's going to challenge you and make you be the best man that you can be without disrespecting your masculinity. See, you don't want that. But then you'll complain about these women wanting to control you. You want to be controlled. You want to be the simp. I'm leading with my wallet. No man in his right mind will lead with his wallet because he knows to a woman he's a lick. But see, that's what Peter Pan does. It's all about attention. Look at me. Look at me. Same thing with Wendy. Look at me. Look what I'm doing. Nobody cares what you're doing because they know it's not genuine. They know that at the end of the day, you're not helping the situation, you're harming the situation. That's why both of y'all get used by everybody that come around you. Because everybody can spot a lick when they see it. Peter Pan and Wendy are licks. Tinkerbell is a lick. But the difference is Wendy finally grew up. Guess who's still with Peter Pan putting on her pixie dust? Tinkerbell.
God damn Tinkerbell. God damn what?
Big Mama still there. Peter Pan done ran off all the women. The women done finally grew up. Big Mama still there. And them lost boys still there. Wendy's lullabies. See, as Wendy was growing up, the lost boys were starting to grow up too. Well, hey, I can have a family too. I can have a good woman too. But then that little pixie dust start coming back in. You are my children. So Wendy got off Neverland Island. Peter Pan and the Lost Boys is still there with that pixie dust. Captain Hook has gone. So right now there is nobody to save Peter Pan and the Lost Boys. They're just lost. And for some of our people, the reality of it is, it's just that they're lost. And not because they don't know any better, it's because they're comfortable in the situation that we're in. And those of us who have grown up, it's best not to get stressed out. It's best not to get hurt. It's best not to go crazy over people who just don't want it. I'll get biblical. BMT, correct me if I'm wrong with this verse. At some point, you got to close your mouth and close the book. Those who will seek knowledge will find it.
Very good. Yes.
Sometimes you gotta be quiet.
Don't say
You gotta be
nothing.
quiet. Say nothing. Say less. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to speak and there's a time to be quiet. And with our people right now, shut up. Don't say nothing. Don't go in their spaces. Don't go in their panels. Don't say nothing. Let them cannibalize themselves because you have grown up. I don't care if it burns you to go back and revisit. Don't do it. Don't do it. They got to walk on their Damascus road themselves. And they have to remove the scales off of their eyes themselves. Don't do it for them. Because you know what happens? Then we become the enablers. Then we have no business talking about the Wendy's or the Peter Pans when we are enablers of each other. Don't do it. The best way to get these people to grow up is starve them out. Don't pay them no attention. Oh, we want to have a conversation. Not available. Can I just? No. 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 You got to let them grow up on their own. And that means not helping them. It's the same thing the birds do. The mother teaches them how to fly, give them the ropes. Okay, it's time for you to fly off the nest. Everything I taught you, now you got to learn. If you don't want to fly off the nest, that's fine. But eventually, the whole family, we're going to pack up and we're going to leave. You either fly right or you get fed to the predators that's waiting for you to trip up. They do it in the animal kingdom every day. A weak link in the chain must wither off and die. The rest of us, we got to keep it moving. That's what BMT, look. That's I know it's hurtful. I know it hurt me too. But at some point, you gotta do it.
I've been said that. Y'all been seeing me saying that for a while, but I'm being told I want to be a white boy. I want to be this and that. But see, I'm just realistic about I've been left off. I've been got off of Neverland long time ago. I got off Neverland long time ago. But see, I understand some people. They want to go back. Yeah. Y'all don't get tired. That's why I'm showing these videos. Y'all don't see all these black boys and black men being in chains, being stand up and have to stand like a bunch of children in front of these two men. Look at them. Look at the Lost Boys. All these Lost Boys right here that she was talking about. Boom, 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 boom. Some of these boys ain't even over 20 or even in their 30s, but looking like that and being stood up like children. Lost boys. After a while, listen, y'all, I got tired of this. I got tired. I don't mind telling nobody. No, look at them. Got to hold their head down like animals. This ain't no game. 2021 coming, baby. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. Y'all gonna say we selling out. Nah, man. Y'all sold out. That's why you can't shame me. I got these crazy dudes right now saying, BMT, you hate black people. Really? See, they'll say stuff like that. They'll say stuff like that to you because they don't want you to leave the island.
Mm-hmm.
They'll tell you think you better than us. You know how many times I watch grown men and young men older than me that I looked up to literally say, get on the ground. You know what I'm telling you? Listen, bro, I refuse. If I can have it in my power, as many young men, if I got to be Captain Hook and tell how many young Wendy's and young little Jacks, don't follow him. I know you like him. I know you think he's cool. Don't follow him. You think I get mad at a Wendy when I see her with one or two kids? I say, stop playing den mother. Take your damn kids. I'm going to take you down to that damn office. You're going to fill out that paperwork. Don't come back. I don't mind taking my ship. See, I don't mind doing that sometimes. But see, I'm never going to step on the island. Love Wisdom, she's never going to step on the island. I'll tell her, throw your sandals off and jump in the Jeep, girl. Let's go. We're not coming back. I'm not shedding no more tears. Listen, you can ask my mama, I won't even go to your funeral. I don't even do funerals anymore. Because you know better. All of y'all know better. Y'all can keep doing these little panels and all this stuff and all these talk stuff. But see, the rest of us are starting to grow up. See, now we're waking up. We woke up from the hood mentality. We woke up from the street mentality. Now we're waking up to this goddamn ain't crap YouTube mentality that y'all bringing over here. I'm like, oh, it's here now. So now I got to go over to my sis. Wisdom, wake up. Wisdom, wake up. What's going on? Oh, shit, it's here too. Come on. Get your shit. Get on the boat. Jay, get up. Faith, get up. D, get up. Hey, get up. No, Peter's here. He wants to come back with him. No. Fuck you, Peter. I'm not coming. I'm telling y'all, man. I'll take my pirate life and it's a pirate life for me. I will leave. And you see, that's how it has to be for us. Because I understand. See, y'all tired of y'all Tinkerbells. You're tired of your succubus mermaids. You see, that's the whole gimmick to the Peter Pans. If I can just touch one young man, one young guy today, one young female today, I'm trying to tell y'all, be wary of these people. Be wary of them. Do y'all not see how they try to shame you about what you're doing? Do you not see how they try to tell you and feed to you that this is the life for me? And I know they're going to say, not everybody black is like that. Okay, then why are you defending that? Why are you defending that? You see that, man? You see those 3 generations of men there? Ain't that a damn shame? From the boy, from the baby, to the father, if that is the father or the uncle, to the granddad. Is that not are y'all not tired of that? Are y'all not tired of that? It's like I told my friend, I said, yo, buddy, if you want to live in hell, let me know. Just write the paperwork down on a piece of paper. Tell you what. Write it down on a piece of paper, huh? And just give me your child. Just give me your child. Huh? Write it down. I will take your child and I will bring them all the way here to the South and drop them off with your mama. You want to live in that rat-infested ghetto? You want to risk your life and be out there in the streets and all that stuff? You want to waste your life? That's you. Is it word? It's like that, fam? It's like that? You think you better because you live around white folks? I said, no, I think I'm better, but I got out. I was smart to get out. My children don't have to learn how to duck and dive. And see, a lot of y'all like trying to throw that little wisdom of, well, it's the system. Well, why are you still playing with that type of system? Go build your own goddamn system. Y'all like to try to woo those nice little cute words of, well, we doing this, we doing that. Okay, then that's good. I'm not playing. I'm not coming. I'm not doing that no more. And I've been watching it for a while. I've been watching it a while. The wooing, and yeah, you're still seeing the same behavior. I'm seeing it was going on with the sisterhood. Y'all men are so starved for femininity because the women don't see the masculinity in you. Y'all women talking about protection because y'all done put y'all doggone of a mother, of a motherly intuition into a man that was never going to protect you. Met a girl, she got stabbed 2 times by his other baby mama, and she refuses to leave that man. And I'm like, you getting stabbed up. He's still talking with her on the phone. You still think you worth a damn? I know y'all gonna say, well, you just talking about the negativity of the black community. Man, y'all can kiss my ass. Or maybe we just calling out the BS of what we're seeing going on in Neverland. Ain't nobody trying to come to fix y'all shit. And if y'all thinking that reparation is going to fix Neverland, you are painfully mistaken. That is the curse of Neverland. It can't be fixed. It's not supposed to be fixed. It's a generational curse. Key thing about the hood, it stays under the hood. You can't get above it. You have to be below it. Somebody from prison told me that. That's why you wear a hood. Anything in the hood has to stay under something. You have to be below something. Love Wisdom is in the hood. She has to be below and in some type of system. If I live in the hood, why do you think I always got to keep my head down? I'm trying to touch y'all. I'm trying to, Wisdom, she's trying to touch y'all. I'm trying to pull y'all. But see, one thing that we understood, one thing that me and her understand, and that we spiritually got down pat, we know everybody's not going to get out. We know everybody can't get out. Peter Pan ain't going to let all of us go. That's why when Wendy left, she said, no, Peter, you don't want to leave. Ain't that right, Wisdom? Is that not what Wendy had to tell him? You don't want to leave, Peter.
Right. She had to tell him.
She told him that. She's like, you don't want to do this. She said, my daddy was right. My daddy was right. Peter, you don't want to grow up. So guess what happens every so often? Wendy has to tell her daughter. If you go watch the movie Hook, Wendy is the old woman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wendy is the old woman. Peter comes back every 10 years. Coochie out. And you know what the thing about it? She's like, no, Peter, you got me before. Oh, that's my daughter, Peter. And she said, Peter, listen now. Now, you can't have my daughter unless you want to grow up. See, that was the whole premise of Hook. Peter. But see, guess who's angry at Peter for growing up? Guess who tried to stop Peter from growing up? It wasn't Hook. It wasn't Hook this time. Tinkerbell.
Mm-hmm.
Tinkerbell, stay away from Wendy. She's bad. But see, if you want to talk to my daughter, you gotta grow up, son. I got a family. We ain't part of that type of mentality. And you see, that's the thing about it for some of y'all brothers. Y'all gonna have to leave this stuff in this space, these talking points, these feel-good speeches. Sometimes y'all gonna have to leave that. That's why I'm saying, like, listen, I guess some of y'all got this type of pill logic for a lot of y'all men and women. But I'm trying to tell y'all, the real. This is why sometimes. This is why sometimes me and wisdom, we just shut up and listen to what y'all be saying. I be saying, brother, stop, shh, don't talk. Y'all saw what happened on one of my panels. And wisdom was like, no, ladies, be quiet. Let the Peter Pan talk. Because Peter Pan going to tell you everything about himself. You see, Peter can't help himself. Peter can't help. Tinkerbell, they can't help themselves. Those two, the biggest goddamn enemies. Their panel. Look at it. Look how the succubuses, the mermaids, and the Tinkerbells reacted when some of the Wendy's wanted to say, you know what, maybe we probably need to go. We'll probably do better. Started attacking. Started trying to kill characters and stuff. Look what happened when one or two of the boys said that they wanted to leave Neverland. Peter and the other boys started humiliating them, started attacking them. Because see, if one of y'all women or one of y'all brothers say y'all do better, what do you think? Do you ever see it in this space? People show off family. Isn't that awkward? Is that not awkward, Love Wisdom? As many years as you've been here, how often have you ever seen a black man show off family?
I don't see it. I don't see it often. In the times that I did see it, they were called simps.
Well, hold on now. You sure? Not in Neverland. That's what we want. We want a den mother. We want a fan. We want a leader. You want. So why would they attack? Why would they do that in Neverland?
Because the concept of family is a deflection. See, Neverland don't believe in families. Now they will talk smack about the lack of the family, but when you look at their actions, they are anti-family. So when you see a black man with a family, he is called the simp. He is made fun of for having a family by the same Peter Pans that says that the lack of the black family is destroying the community. However, if you don't believe in family, if you believe in financial abortions, then you shouldn't be in the family conversation. But like you said, Peter Pan can't help himself because he got to be involved in everything, even when it has nothing to do with him. Remember what I said about Tiger Lily? He's also a simp. He will do heroic shit, okay? Not on behalf of his boys, but behalf of new coochie. See, Peter Pan needs a stable. We have a stable. Why you think Peter Pan always talk about polygamy? We already playing hood polygamy right now on Neverland Island. All these children, but ain't no marriage. Oh, we don't believe in marriage, but you believe in creating a single mother. You see? Just because, let's make this clear. Just because you are cohabitating with somebody, you are still considered a single mother because you're not married legally. And Peter Pan will have it no other way but to cohabitate with a woman, with a Wendy, for 10, 15 years and have children and not marry her. Because what happens is when you marry a woman, you are now responsible for the well-being of that woman. Because it's on paper. When you give a woman your last name, thus holding her responsible for bearing your legacy, i.e. your child, you are now responsible for the well-being of that household. But Peter Pan, like, oh no, I don't want that type of responsibility. I would rather cohabitate. Because I can leave whenever I get ready.
But hold up, Love Wisdom. That's not cool. That's me submitting to the system. What I look like submitted to that system Captain Hook set up against me and my people. Nah, You talking that enemy talk.
Well, if that's the case, then the banks that's owned by the FDIC, the white man, the power bill, the white man, the cable bill, the white man, the water bill, the white man, the rent and the mortgage, the white man, the car you drive, the white man or the Asian man, the cell phone, the white man or the Asian man, the corporation that signed your check, the white man. So the system that, hell, I'll give you one better, BMT. YouTube, the white man.
No.
Oh yes, yes. See, this is what happened when you leave Neverland Island and you grow up. Everything you do, all four corners of this earth, is either owned by the white man or now the Asian man. You see what I'm saying? So when you tell me the system, that's bullshit, because you acquiesce to the system. Your whole concept of masculinity is built on who? The white man. Masculinity is by whom? The white man. You watch NFL, NBA, the white man. We had the Negro Leagues. What happened? We sold out. So this system, your social security card, your ID, your birth certificate, it's the system, it's the white man, it's a legal document. So what's the difference with a marriage certificate? Oh, I'm sorry, responsibility. So if you want to get out of the white man's system, that means you will have to sacrifice. You will have to unify, because there is no army without men. So if the men don't lead and he is comfortable with how he is being treated, Neverland Island will only increase, which it's doing right now. And the people that could afford it and got the wherewithal to leave, we left. And it's not because we don't love our people, because they like to shame you with that too. Oh, you sold out. You turned your back on us. No, not as much as you turned your back on your own people. Because see, the thing with Hook, didn't the Lost Boys grow up in Hook and they were still playing around? Yeah. Isn't that something? The Lost Boys grew up and they were still playing around. They had to teach Peter Pan how to fly all over again, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
See, that's what happens when you stay too long on Neverland Island. You start to develop those childish traits again. That's why Captain Hook will always say, don't stay on here too long. And when it was time for him to leave, did him and his pirates and Mr. Smee not get on their boats and set sail with that crocodile following behind him? That's time following behind Captain Hook. That crocodile said, time is up. You either going to get killed trying to save this boy, or you going to take your men that understand what's going on and sail off in the sunset. What did he do? Tuck his tail between his legs and rolled out.
Yep, sure did. He said, I can't save them. I can't save these boys, but I can save one. Got Wendy and them to
got
go
Wendy.
home.
Got to go home.
You got to go home, Wendy. You got to go home. And he had a talk with her too. He said, Wendy, he said, you got to go home. You got to go home.
You got to go home. You got to, because see what happens is, I think the critical moment of the movie was when, even when Captain Hook captured Tinkerbell, he did it for a reason, because he wanted to separate what was holding Peter Pan back from being a man. The damn Tinkerbell. But he realized that Peter Pan was so far gone. He was so far gone that it was like, I can't. Even separating, he still found his way back to her and won't even try to be a man.
That sure enough is him.
You see, so when you have men in this space, whether they're veterans, whether they're counselors, whether they're just good brothers that's trying to mentor the youth, it's the Peter Pans that will destroy them. How many brothers have tried to be mentors in the community? Like, whether it's football, try to be mentors to these boys coming up. The Lost Boys will kill him. How many stories have you heard of good brothers that got killed by other brothers? And what did the people say? Oh, he was so good in the community. He looked out for the boys. He bought the boys the football jerseys. You know, how many good black men been killed by other black men? You can't fool Love Wisdom with this brotherhood. You can't fool me with that. You kill the good black men. It's not that white boy. It's not. It's not the white boy. Now, that does not mean I'm not going to hold the white boy accountable for what he has done. However, you are the willing puppeteer in the puppet master's game. You killing your own brothers. Who killed Vaughn in MO3? It wasn't the police. It wasn't no white vigilante. That was another lost boy.
Yep.
Okay?
That sure enough did happen. Like y'all gotta understand. But I got a content coming up soon. In a few more moments. I know it's gonna be around 1. I told y'all. You know I'm gonna have Love Wisdom to come back. Me and her gonna make a thing of this. We got some more fairy tale analogy lessons to teach y'all. The next one we're gonna have to do is the Wizard of Oz. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, you see how y'all like this, don't y'all? The Wizard of Oz. We got 49 in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all do like the video at least. But don't worry, we're gonna do the Wizard of Oz for y'all. We're gonna do the Wizard of Oz for y'all. I know y'all like these things that we're doing. My next one is gonna be about Casanova, the rapper. It's gonna be a good one. Definitely want y'all to check that one out if y'all feel the need to. We'll do that in a few moments. That's gonna be about how a man worth $4 million still wanted to get, as me and Lil Wisdom would say, he didn't want to leave Neverland. Me and Lil Wisdom would love just to touch $1 million each. Hell, just $500,000. You think I would see her running out there in the street? You think you would see me out there? But of course, Peter Pan can't leave Neverland. He just can't. So that's why you're going to see what you see.
That was a good point that you made about Peter Pan just not leaving, because we talk about reparations, and we deserve reparations. We really, really do deserve reparations. But even look at the pushback you get for reparations by Peter Pan and the Lost Boys and these Wendy's. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, Peter Pan and the Lost Boys, they just not in the hood. Oh, you got them in politics. You got them in entertainment. Oh no, they just not in the hood. They not just standing in front of the chicken shack. No. Just like your Pookies and Ray Rays, they ain't in the hood. A lot of your Pookies and Ray Rays got suit and ties. Okay? And when we talked about the reparations conversation, it wasn't white people that was giving pushback. It wasn't even Asian. You had your little pixie dust here saying it, but it was mostly black people doing this. We don't need no reparation. All we could do is just pool our money together. We got trillions of dollars in spending power. If we had all of that in spending power, well, where is the dynamic neighborhoods and communities? Where is the equivalent to everybody else? You are telling the government who owe you something. Oh no, we don't need it. We don't need reparations. So much so that everybody trolled us and said, well, Obama was your reparations. Mm. We don't need no reparations. We don't need no reparations. We just, and the biggest Wakandan fantasy of them all. Oh, we just need land. As if they can't put eminent domain on land. Y'all forget Standing Rock about them putting that pipeline through Indian reservation. You think they really going to give you some land and not make sure it was soiled some way, shape, or form? And let's be real. What y'all going to do with the land? What y'all going to do with the land? Killer Mike was right to a degree. Y'all don't know how to fish. Y'all don't know how to hunt. What you getting land for? Y'all don't even want to take out the damn garbage. What you need land for? That you gotta tell. That you gotta.
What you doing? You want to set something up for Sunday about that Killer Mike thing? But he had a lot weighing on him when he was talking about that.
Yeah. Oh, we could do it because it does tie into Neverland Island. I mean, he said that you don't know how to fight and see. Black folks don't like when other black folks pull the rug from under them, meaning telling them the truth. Black folks don't like that. He said, y'all kids don't know how to fight. He did not tell not one lie. Let me tell you something. We got a taekwondo studio, a karate dojo, a jiu-jitsu spot like right up the street from where I live. I can count on my fingers how many black kids I see walk up out there. Oh, but them white kids and them Asian kids be walking out there in droves. In droves. You're not teaching your kids no martial arts. Now, they know how to do every dance and they know how to cuss everybody out, but they don't know how to fight. So when I see videos of these little white kids punching these black kids in the face and these black kids looking like, why you hit me? You they punching bag because their parents taught them about us and how you got to defend yourself against them. What did Killer Mike say? Y'all ain't got y'all kids in the shooting range. White folks got their kids in the shooting range as young as 6 years old. With the little BB cap gun that they practice in the back. And then when they get older, they take them to the gun range. You got these kids in gun tournaments. You know, it's not against the law to have a militia. In fact, that's your Second Amendment right. You have a right to a militia. What you think all these white ex-military people doing? Buying these big acres of land? Militia is not against the law. Meanwhile, we got the NFAC arrested on federal charges because he don't know how to shut the hell up. You can have a militia, but you ain't got to tell nobody. See, that's what the white folks do. They got militia. It's not against the law, but they teaching their people how to hunt, how to fight, how to shoot. Oh no, we twerking at the restaurants. You know, we capping each other. You know, we talking about the child support system. Meanwhile, when you log off and go outside your door, the world is moving. People getting ready. So when Killer Mike said what he said, I was like, Neverland Island, because they got mad at him. I said the man was right. A broken clock can be right twice a day. He didn't lie. Where was the lie? He didn't tell the lie. But we don't like to hear the truth because we love being in Neverland Island. Neverland Island feel too good to leave. So when someone tells you, look, man, you sitting up here having all these Wakandan fantasies. What did Malcolm X say about symbolism? Malcolm X and Dr. Claude Anderson talked about Black people and their symbolism. And that's all a part of Neverland Island. Symbolism. You want to make me feel good. I just, I just want to feel good. This ain't Monsters Ball. This is reality. Make me feel good on the inside. No, the days of making you feel good is over. Real stuff is going down. Real stuff is going down. I'm not talking smack about white people on their platform. For what? For what? If you don't like being terminated from YouTube, there's Black Junction. See, if we was real serious about the stuff we be talking about, there would be no YouTube. Because Black people are the ones that really kind of made these places popular. Why are you creating 15, 25 accounts? Because you're in fear of being terminated. This is a white man's panel. He can terminate all your channels. You're not a stakeholder in YouTube, but you complain. I'm not complaining about white people on their fucking platform. I'm just not doing that. I'll hold his feet to the fire, but in hindsight, this is his platform. Like if I have an issue with him, I will go on Black Junction. And don't have to fear being kicked off. But I just kind of feel as though at this point, it's just no reason to keep dragging this. It's either you're going to get off Neverland Island and do what you're supposed to do, or you'll just stay there, wither off and die. Like the choice is yours.
Like I said, you guys, y'all know I got to get Love Wisdom back. You already know. She's one of the founders of the BBN Network. Sis, you definitely did an amazing job on this one. I think we definitely found her niche in how she can get it out. It was going to take us a while, sis. We definitely found a way how we can cut at these things in a very cryptic way. We found a way. Believe me, me and her going to be doing some nice bedtime stories for y'all. We just didn't know how y'all gonna take to it. But we got 48 in the chat with so much love for this one. You know what I'm saying? We got some other ones coming down the pipe. We got The Wizard of Oz. Oh, we're gonna be doing that one. We're gonna be doing a lot of fairy tale things we're gonna bring up to y'all. The Cinderella story. A lot of y'all think y'all some Cinderellas. We go.
Where's really Alice in Wonderland?
Ooh! Oh my God! I know. I'm gonna lose some subscribers for that one, but I can take the hit. I can take the hit for that. We got a lot of fairy tale stories that we'll sit down with y'all. Because see, that sometimes if you want to keep something from y'all, just put it in the book. We welcome your comments. We welcome your comments because then we can read the comments. She can read them and I can read them and we'll go from there. We'll be like, oh, okay, cool. All right. We did our job. You know what I'm saying? All things that we talk about were representative of our interpretation of what we see happening and what's going on. Y'all got some grievances, email me. I'll talk to her about it. I knew she was going to kill it. So, Love Wisdom, you think this is something that we might have to start, doing so every so often, knocking out something like every other week? We knock out a fairy tale for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I think, like fairy tales, like they're cartoons, but they have so much life lessons that we just kind of overlook because it's animated. But fairy tales be telling a lot of truths. A lot of truths. Like all dogs go to heaven.
Oh my God! Well, there was so much in that.
It was so much in that movie. I was like, because I watched All Dogs Go to Heaven like last week. I was like, yeah, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Like it was so much stuff in that movie. And when you watch it as an adult, man,
they had a lot of things. I said, man, is this for kids? Is this for kids? I tell y'all, hey, if you I tell you, boy, when you was a child, thought like a child. But when you're an adult and you put away childish things, you start to see the world for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
For what it is. But I gotta go talk about this Peter Pan. Don't worry, y'all gonna probably be hearing me and Love Wisdom refer to a lot of people as Peter Pan. And if you see the episode, if you watch the episode, you'll understand it. If you watch this, y'all can play it on Rehash, share it with your friends, share it all over, and you'll understand why we calling it what it is. So thank you guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta get to the next video. I'm gonna see you guys later. Love Wisdom. I love you, girl. You did an amazing job with this one, y'all. Make sure y'all go and y'all tell her in the chat. Thank you, Love Wisdom. I wouldn't have been able to do this without her. So I'm gonna see you guys later. Let me go do the next video. I'll see y'all guys over there. We're gonna be talking about Casanova. So we're gonna see y'all. Y'all gonna like this one. This is gonna be a really good one. So I'll see you guys later. Thank y'all for those of y'all in the chat. Peace. Y'all have a good day. Love Wisdom, you did